Hi, Rory here from HypnoTC, the Hypnotherapy Training Company, here at our luxurious training venue in London. This is a quick video about something that really gets my goat, and it's about why hypnotherapists fail. Now, there are a couple of reasons that hypnotherapists fail, and there's one key reason above them all. Let's talk about the reasons first. So, initially, one reason that hypnotherapists fail, with their clients, they're not achieving the results that they want to achieve, is scripts. Hypnotherapists who rely on scripts will often fail because scripts are limiting. Scripts are not written necessarily by you. I mean, if you're using scripts as a hypnotherapist for something that someone else has written, then that's not necessarily going to be very helpful. Or even if you've written a hypnotherapy script for a specific condition, that may not still fit the client, the individual person that you have in front of you. What a client really truly needs, and it's something that we teach to our students, is a bespoke individual solution, because a script will not factor in that the client reacts in a specific way to a suggestion during your session. It may not factor in some information that the client gives you in your intake process when you're talking to them before you hypnotize them, that if you had included that information, it would have made a significant difference to the client, helping them to resolve their problem. So number one, the bugbear is scripts. Sure, scripts are a fantastic way to start working with people. They're the training wheels that your little kid has on their bike, but they have to come off at some point. Ideally, sooner rather than later. Otherwise, you can end up relying on them. Number two. I forgot to put my thumb up. Number two is practice. And the fact that some hypnotherapists don't feel able to get practice, even when they're learning. The key way to get over that is to suck it up and do it anyway. And it's something that you're gonna have to do as a hypnotherapist, get practice. You're not going to magically become confident as a hypnotherapist by doing nothing or imagining that you are gonna practice, but not actually getting around to doing it. Your tutor is not gonna hypnotize you to make you confident as a hypnotherapist, but hopefully they will inspire you to start practicing. Start practicing in the classroom when you're learning hypnotherapy. Start practicing your hypnotherapy techniques as homework through the duration of your hypnotherapy course. And then after you finish the course, going out and practicing with real people and seeing paying clients. There is nothing stopping you as a hypnotherapy student, especially if you're one of our students, for practicing with real people through the duration of your course. You can even charge the clients that you're working with during your training, if you're comfortable doing so. So really, really important. Just like driving a car, you need that practice. Hypnosis is a practical skill. You need to practice hypnosis in order to get good at doing hypnosis. The third thing is the appropriate use of techniques. Now, some hypnotherapists are only taught a specific amount of techniques. They may only be taught behavioral hypnotherapy or cognitive hypnotherapy. They may not even cover those, and they may just learn regression to cause and apply that for pretty much every client, regardless of their issue, regardless of their symptoms and contributing factors. By learning a vast range of techniques, a broad range of techniques, the hypnotherapist can then choose which ones are most appropriate to apply for each individual client. Again, it's that word, individual client. Just like there isn't a script that will fit every single client with XYZ condition, such as anxiety, for example, so there isn't a technique, a single one technique that will alleviate that client's problem on its own. It needs to be a holistic, broad application of all of the things that you should know as a hypnotherapist with that client in order to help them move beyond their goals. Some clients need to work on their habit. Some clients need to work on their habits and their beliefs about a situation. Some clients need to work on just beliefs and emotions relating to a situation. Some clients have no friggin' idea what they need to do at all. And you might do a couple of sessions with them and end up doing some analytical work to get subconscious change and insight. It might be that there is something in the client's past that they need to work on in order to move forward. So after doing your behavioral, cognitive, analytical, Ericksonian metaphors, you might do some regression work with them, some inner child work, taking them back into the past in order to go through stuff and, not re-traumatize them, because that's not generally a good idea, but get them to experience a past situation, if it's a traumatic one from a dissociated standpoint, to learn from it or to disconnect them from it so they don't emotionally respond to it. So there are a whole range of different approaches that you can and probably should learn as a hypnotherapist. However, these three things, script, practice, knowledge of approaches that you can use, are under that one key umbrella topic that I was going to tell you about, which is training. And it generally will come down to whether a person has had good quality hypnotherapy training. So we teach all of our students how to create your own scripts, how to go off scripts, how to, create your own suggestions on the fly with no paper in front of you, just you and a client and your knowledge. And we also teach you a whole range of techniques, but not how to memorize the techniques word for word, but how to break down the techniques, how to understand the components of those techniques and how and why they work, so that you can use them, so that you can integrate them with other techniques, so that you can apply them in situations maybe where your tutors have told you that, we don't know if that works. Cool, yeah, so go and try that technique. Hey, that might work. And also, practice. You need to get practice. And there are some schools out there that don't give you the opportunity to practice, or don't give you the push in the right direction to go and get practice. With our Hypnotherapy Diploma course, it's an integral part of the training that you get practice, that you do it as homework, that you then go on to do it in between classes and working with your classmates and with other people as well, that you practice self-hypnosis on yourself so that you know what it's like. There are so many different elements that can be overlooked in hypnotherapy training. That's why it is super important to make sure that when you're considering to become a hypnotherapist, or even if you're a hypnotherapist already and you're not feeling particularly confident about going out and helping real people, it's worth looking at a really good quality course to learn from scratch, learn the basics, all the way up through advanced techniques, whether you're going to re-skill and upskill, or whether you're learning it from scratch. That's the fundamentally the most important thing, the best thing you can do for yourself as a hypnotherapist to set you up for a career where you can provide bespoke hypnotherapy solutions, where you can work with the individual in front of you without having to rely on a piece of paper or flipping through your iPad or wherever it is that you keep your scripts and strategies and techniques. Having it here is the fundamentally most important and most powerful thing that you can do. If it's something that you'd like to learn more about, feel free to contact us directly. We have free taster days happening throughout the year. We're always happy to book a one-to-one session to have a chat about your potential options for learning hypnotherapy, whether on the phone or on Zoom or something like that. Otherwise, there's also a link in the description for our Hypnotherapy Diploma course. We have one coming up soon, so feel free, if you'd like to take your hypnotherapy skills to the next level and become a confident and competent hypnotherapist, then feel free to join us, because we'd be happy to have you on our course. Thanks very much for watching.